Yeah, man, I'm back again. Just want to say again, Happy New Year. A lot of things have been happening in the news with Iraq. The Iraqi dinar to increase about a couple percent. They moved a couple pips, and for you dinar holders, they went from I believe it was 11. 1160, or excuse me, that's 1170 to 66. So there's some fluctuation going on with that. And if you remember in the early days and even recently with Mohammed Salah and Dr. Shabibi, they explained that they were trying to get inflation under control and they would increase the dinar. However, there's some new monetary policies that have actually been put in place over the past 3 years. We've heard about it, and they're kind of going back and forth about some things, but they've pretty much set it in stone that the currency will be changing. That's right, the currency will be changing. So, for that dinar holder that put their money in the bank, they're going to look pretty, I think. It's all speculation at the end of the day. How and they're going to do the revaluation, how they're going to do the LOP, or even if there is going to be a LOP. I'm highly optimistic that there won't be a LOP, and I'm highly optimistic that they're going to require everyone to send their dinars back to Iraq, kind of how it happened in Kuwait. For you, those of you out there that are doing your homework. So you had to have the currency in in Kuwait. And I remember a couple stories when I did some blogging discussing citizens in Kuwait being asked to take out so much money out of the bank after the currency was revalued. But they went through a couple revaluations before they actually raised the rate of the Kuwaiti dinar. But if my memory serves correct, CBI law required that all dinars be tradable and only for use inside of Iraq. Therefore, I think part of that article, don't quote me everyone for saying this, but it was also regarded that only the notes should be issued and stay in Iraq. That might be why they gave us such a good rate of return in a number of banks in Iraq, and they still are 6, 8, 12%. Crazy figures on making money if you want to make some money on your money in the Iraqi banks. But after all, it is a risk. It's high risk, high reward, baby. So, you put your money over there, you can do 6% in I believe it was a 3-month CD, and 12 months or 9-month CD, you're doing 12%, and so on. We've got the faith that Al Walker is going to pull through as well, which is another notable bank. And looks like they made some announcement in the news during the stock market past couple days. If you look at the news, that Al Walker made their quota, or their recapitalization efforts, and they're on target, so they will be realistic. I think, but still, the system is still in shambles as far as technology and updating the banking over in Iraq. They still have got a long ways to go. However, that's a high risk, high reward. Those that are putting in money are establishing a new what you want to call it, a new floor for the Iraqis, especially a lot of foreign money. I want to say somewhere in the neighborhood of close to about 30 to 40% of the Iraqi stock market is traded through foreign ownership. Another great fact, or actually some political news updates that's going on right now is, and so no sooner than the United States pulled out, Maliki and the rest of those government officials are just, are just kind of pretty much at odds, which is just, I mean, it's terrible. We made this investment, and I really hope that someone is working really behind the scenes for the investors there. Maliki accusing the vice president of these terrorist acts, and now you got his vice president and bodyguards that are going to say that, or show that he's involved in some terrorist acts, and you still got your casual corruption, but this hurts right here, man. The vice president, could you imagine that if you got Dick Cheney and President Bush up there, and President Bush said Dick Cheney is part of a Halliburton, and they're going to get a contract or something kind of crazy like that, and wants Dick Cheney taken out. It's just, that's one thing, Iraqi investors and hedge fund people, oh yeah, by the way, hello to all those hedge fund guys out there. Continue to keep up the faith. The market is taking a number of different moves right now, but to everyone that's invested in Iraq, man, geez Louise, these people, I don't understand it, man. But I think they're going to get the message, and it's a lot weighing in on it. You got to remember, a lot of people are politically behind a lot of these things in Iraq. Remember Paul Wolfowitz over the IMF, or excuse me, the World Bank, and don't forget about old buddy boy Tony Blair. Where are these people? Let's people take a look and figure out where they are, because these are variables that are going to play in investment. But if I'm an investor in the Iraqi currency or the stock market in Iraq, I will look and pay very close attention to what's going on politically there. I noticed that another good piece of news is the oil exports are anticipated to reach 3.4 or 3.5 million barrels, which is great numbers. I mean, they said that they're going to be, or they are the third largest exporter in OPEC. So, Iraq's voice is going to be heard, with these oil prices going up, and there's a Strait of Hormuz right now. That's another major issue. Quite frankly, I think that is going to be a good thing for the currency play. If that what do you want to call it? The Strait of Hormuz is actually cut off. That's another thing to play the Canadian dollar, because they're big on oil sands, and their currency is going to get really, really strong. But within Iraq, I think they'll be closely watched, because remember, Japan gets about 22% of their oil exported out of the Strait of Hormuz as well, and never mind Iran, they're getting 20 some percent of their oil comes out of that area. So other than that, politically speaking, I think we're still looking for this HCL law to be passed, or I believe it was passed already. Yeah, it has been passed, and we've still got one more hoop to go through as far as that currency. Dr. Shabibi's assistant, Mohammed Salah, explained that one committee has passed the law and said, okay, yeah, move along with this currency change, and they're still waiting on someone in Parliament to say yeah to it. I can't say any more, but pay very close attention to the politics over there, because it's going to, really, really make the determining difference, I think, or set the tone. We're still in like, a stage now where the United States government has pulled out of Iraq. We're still, walking on eggshells. We see the spike up in violence over there, and it's still there, So let's see how the Iraqis handle things. Just remember, without any risk, there won't be no reward. So people have taken the time to invest their hard-earned money in those dinars. Hang in there, pay very close attention to the laws and the rules, because I get a feeling when this thing happens, it's going to happen fast, baby. I mean, it's going to move. You have to have your currency over to Iraq or However, I don't know why people just didn't leave the money there. Okay, there's avenues to have done that. And for the Iraqi stock market investors, I think we're still sitting pretty, people. Our money's locked up with Iraq. We bet on Iraq and we stuck it out with them. So let's see how this thing develops. Right now, the market, I think, closed at about 129 points. It's down close to about 10 points. I think it topped out at like close to 136 almost about a couple weeks ago. So anyway, hey, keep hope alive, keep the dream up, and we'll see you guys on the other side. Take care.